Being the strong one is glorified. That is until it breaks you. What if your softness is the key to your healing, your happiness, and your love life? Stay tuned. We're going to talk all about it in today's episode. Welcome to the secret formula of femininity for women who want to live a more feminine, fun, and fabulous life. I'm Dr. Nicole Monteiro, your host on this weekly journey to unlocking your inner radiance, nurturing fulfilling relationships, and becoming the best version of yourself. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host and guide on this journey to tapping into your feminine essence, Dr. Nicole. Let me take you back to a Tuesday afternoon not too long ago. I remember it vividly. I had just finished a long session with a coaching client, a VIP coaching client. She's brilliant, a powerhouse Black woman in her early 40s, Ivy League degrees, six-figure salary. She had it all going on. But she leaned across that Zoom screen and said, Dr. Nicole, I am tired. I'm tired of being the strong one, but I simply don't know how to stop. Everybody's telling me, don't be the strong one, but I simply don't know how to stop. The world is hard and softness feels like weakness, no matter what anybody says about living a soft life. Woo, child. Let me tell you, I understood. I got it. I really did. Because haven't we all, in some ways, been there, felt like that, or had those same thoughts? That moment where you want to cry, but you don't, you hold it in. You want to ask for help, but you decide, you know what? Let me just get it done instead. I can just push through. You want to be held, but you settle for just being respected and staying in that place of being the stoic one, the one that has it all together. This episode is for you if the world has made you hard, but your spirit and inside of you, you are craving softness. Let's talk about, first of all, why softness is not weakness. Just like my client and so many other people that I talk to, the feeling is that if I lean into my soft side, I'm going to be seen as weak and I'm going to fall apart. But let's start here. Softness is not the opposite of strength, they're not two opposite things. Softness is the container that allows strength to exist without bitterness. It's like that pure space that doesn't get tainted by all the harshness and the bitterness that the world and other people are trying to throw on you. When we talk about softness, we're talking about emotional fluidity, being open, knowing how to rest, knowing how to walk in grace, and being in your body, leading with your heart, not just your head. Not just the part of you that knows how to think through things, but the part of you that knows how to sit and be still. Staying soft doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. I have said it before and I will say it again. Some of the most feminine women I know have the best boundaries, top tier healthy boundaries. They are not getting walked all over. It means you choose not to become the thing that wounded you. That harshness, that hardness, that tough outer shell, that came about because you were wounded, you were hurt, and you had to adopt that way of being. So, in the struggle to be soft and just let go and just be, we are fighting against some things, right? There's three main forces that are hardening us as women. One is the survival mode culture. Despite what you hear people saying, oh, I want to get out of hustle mode and survival mode, it is so promoted. Many of us grew up with the make it happen energy. No rest, just grind, survival, getting it out the mud, as they say. And softness doesn't survive there. There's a sense that in survival mode, you really have to have that harsh exterior, but also a hard and harsh interior. The second thing that a lot of us are working against is once we get out of some of those environments, we jump into a similar environment in corporate environments. We jump into a similar environment in corporate workplaces. Many of these spaces are very masculine. They reward logic, hustle, disconnection from your body, no rest, no grind, no even connection to your own cycles as a woman. And so it forces you to not even notice that part of you that needs to rest, that needs to ask for help, that needs to understand your emotions and be more open. A lot of us have the masculine energy thing on lock. We really understand how to operate in it. But what's less familiar is being in a more feminine mode. And the third thing that we're fighting against that's keeping us hard, many of us, is emotional trauma. Things like heartbreak, betrayal, rejection. If you have been hurt in any way, your nervous system will armor up to protect you as it should in those situations. It helps you to be more discerning. It helps you to know when to pull back. It helps you in some ways to be mindful not to make the same mistakes over and over. But what happens is for a lot of us, that armor, that protection, it becomes more of a prison. That's right, you heard me. For a lot of us, our protection then becomes a prison. We start treating ourselves in the harsh ways that other people have treated us in our lives. So we're just continuing the cycle of emotional trauma, heartbreak, and wounds. So it's those three things that many women are fighting against. It's the survival mode culture, it's the masculine workplaces, and it's the emotional trauma. So understanding that will give you some things to think about as you start to open up to a softer version of yourself. And in so many ways, learning to lean into that softness is really like a revolutionary thing because the world is a hard and harsh place. When you walk out, you have to know what you're walking into. So, I want to share with you 5 ways that you can stay soft in a hard and harsh world. These are your practical practices. All right. So, these are the things that you can write down and start practicing. You know, I love giving you practical, actionable things that you can use in your everyday life. So, one is start your day with a feminine ritual. You might have to walk out into a harsh world, but do everything you can to make your home a sanctuary and to make how you start your day, your rituals, something that belongs to you and that represents your femininity. It could be anything from lighting a candle, making sure you stretch, relishing in putting on your moisturizer, not just quickly jumping into the shower like your teeth and your mouth is already clenched and you haven't even started the day yet. So slowly moisturize, speak affirmations to yourself, positive things. Remember I said a lot of us treat ourselves more harshly than the rest of the world or the people who initially hurt us or betrayed us. Well, one thing you can do is speak life into yourself. Look in the mirror, notice something that you love about yourself, and speak positively about it. And learn to recognize when those negative voices are coming up. Not so much to fight them, but just to say, you know what, I'm leaning into the more positive version or voices about myself. The way you begin the day sets the tone for everything else that you're going to experience. So, this is really, really important. And feminine rituals in the morning, they literally take you 5 to 10 minutes. You can incorporate them with any kind of spiritual practices that you have, your religious practices, anything, your breakfast. Even if you're a caretaker, you can always take out a few minutes just for yourself. This is really a mindset shift. Number 2 is speak with gentle power. Remember, I said how you talk to yourself is really important. Well, you also have to know that just to be out in the world, you do not have to yell to be heard. That is the stance of an insecure, wounded version of you, where you have to be loud, you have to yell, you have to kind of feel like you're always amplifying yourself because you feel afraid of being invisible. But when you learn to speak your truth calmly with emotion and not just logic, you allow yourself to express some vulnerability, but be secure in who you are. That is a deadly combination right there, right? Because people will realize that they can't really trigger you or get under your skin. When you're highly reactive and yelling or in fight or flight mode, people recognize that as your weakness and they will try to exploit it. So learn to speak with gentle power. Number 3 is protect your peace like it's your legacy. You know how we talk about building generational wealth and legacy and all of these things you hear people talking about, breaking generational curses. It starts with something as simple as protecting your energy. Leave things like toxic group chats, Unfollow toxic content that makes you feel not so good about yourself. Block people who need to be blocked. If you don't need to be in contact with someone, this is your energy. You have to stop letting the energy vampires suck it out of you. And learn to say no and say it often. You can say it with a smile, you can say it with a sweet voice, you can say it with your expression, you can say it with your body language, you can say it through your actions. But the more you are comfortable learning to put what you need first and not people pleasing, your nervous system will thank you, your thoughts will thank you, your emotions will thank you. You will be protecting your peace and that will become the thing that you are known for. Isn't that beautiful, right? I know people tell me all the time, when I'm around you, I feel a calming energy. And I consider that an important part of my legacy. Number 4 is allow people to pour into you. I know we have gotten to the point where we talk a lot about learn to pour in yourself. And I think that is so important with your routines, your rituals, the way you treat yourself. But some of us really have to learn how to receive. Practice it. Practice receiving compliments, receiving help, receiving love. You do not have to do everything. And this is where being in a complementary space with masculine energy comes up because the woman who is used to being in her masculine, she feels uncomfortable when her partner is trying to pour into her with his masculine energy. For her, it feels out of control. Maybe it doesn't feel safe. Maybe she gets triggered because she was betrayed before. If this is you, I want you to pause and think about what are the small ways that you are pushing away love, that you are pushing away help, that you are pushing away healthy masculine love and affection. And think about the ways that you can allow yourself to receive it more. Let him help you. Fall back. My favorite 2 words are fall back, and my other favorite words, 3 words, are let him lead. And that will be putting you in a space of allowing others to pour into you. But it could also be your friends. It could be at work. It could be your kids. When they are big enough to start doing things for you, let them do it. And the 5th way to stay soft in a hard world is to reconnect with your body. See, all of that emotional trauma, that hustle culture, that working in masculine corporate workplaces that didn't honor your body, those things disrupted your nervous system. So you have to learn how to reconnect with your body, calm your nervous system, soothe yourself. And that's where the magic happens as far as your softness feeling like it's safe to be there. Do things like dance in your room, take nice long showers, or better yet, baths. I did a 60-day bath challenge and it was amazing. You can touch your skin lovingly when you lotion it or oil it. Make your own moisturizers or lotions, things that have the scent that you like and that you know that you created to help yourself feel good. When your nervous system starts to feel safe, you start to soften all around because that's your true nature. As a woman, that inner core is soft, but you just have to allow it space and it's peeking its head out like, okay, is it safe here? Is she going to let me flourish? Is she going to let me take root? And the more you connect with your body, learn to calm your body, the more it will feel safe to come out. And I have to say this, one of the best ways to connect with your body is to nourish it and to feed it. I talk to so many women who feel like they're trying to be healthy and watching what they eat. So many are in starvation mode, quite literally. So many women are not getting enough calories, not getting enough liquids, not getting enough healthy fats, not getting enough proteins. And they're going through the day grazing and snacking because they are not adequately nourishing themselves. They may go back and forth between depriving themselves, like so not eating a lot, and then it gets to be too much. And the other side of the coin or the other part of the cycle is indulgence, binging, eating too much, just, let no boundaries, just overeating, overindulging. It could be even over drinking alcohol or any other thing that you're doing to feel good in the moment. It's because you have deprived yourself. So as you reconnect with your body, learn to nourish it, and to care for it and respect it in a steady, consistent way. So, I have brought back the Q&A segment of the podcast. We had stopped for a little bit, but we're really getting people are inboxing and DMing and emailing questions. So, I want to get to these two questions that are perfect for this episode. One person said, "How do I stay soft when I'm in a relationship with a partner who's emotionally unavailable?" Yes, I hear this so often. And this is a great question. First, I want you to understand that your softness is yours. The same way that I say your femininity is yours, your softness is yours. It's not there to fix anybody else or make anybody else better. You really have to focus on protecting your energy. If someone doesn't know how to receive your love, your softness, your care, it's not your job to force feed them. They have their own issues or their own reasons, but it's not your job to push it on them or force it on them. You stay soft, but also discerning. There may come a time when you have to decide if this is the right place for you to be. You also have to be careful not to get into that fixer mode where you feel like because you are healing, you have to bring everybody along with you when they have to do the work themselves. And they may not be in the same place that you're in. All right, question number two. I'm a single mom and entrepreneur. Softness feels impossible. What advice do you have for me? Yes, another thing, women who are driven, ambitious, have goals, have purpose, I often hear them say, I don't have time to be soft. I even spoke to a group of attorneys one time, and I was talking to them about techniques. And then one lady said, "This doesn't work for me." I said, "First of all, you have to calm your nervous system, right?" But we were able to talk through it. So, what I would say is, yes, I absolutely have advice for you. And you have to start with micro moments, small steps. Softness is not an aesthetic, despite what we see all over social media. It's a way of relating to yourself and a way of being. Just 3 minutes of silence in the car before you transition from one thing to the next, breathing before a Zoom call, asking for help in your circle, your trusted circle, and saying, "Guys, can I just have some words of encouragement? Can somebody help me research this?" Whatever it is that you're doing, don't be afraid. Get out of that mode that we can't let anybody see us upset and we have to hold it all in and not ask for help. You deserve softness even as you carry a lot and you feel like you are burdened with your responsibilities. You start with those micro moments and let it grow from there. So, as we close out, ladies, it is 2025. Softness is not optional. It's not an aesthetic, it's a way of being. And it is the requirement for you to thrive in your next season. And in this world that demands that you be hard, guarded, and always on, ready to hustle, ready to grind, you get to choose something different. You get to go against the culture and create your own culture. You get to be a woman in full bloom, thriving, being able to rest, being able to reap the benefits of all the hard work you have done over the years. And that is your secret formula to femininity. When you allow yourself, despite all the harshness and hardness all around you, to really thrive in your softness, you have found the secret to your femininity. Don't forget to grab my book, The Boundaries to Bliss Blueprint, if you want more on creating a love with ease, creating boundaries to let your softness flourish and flow. And don't forget, if you want to join a community of women just like you who are ready to ditch the hustle culture, ready to heal from emotional trauma, ready to tap into their feminine energy, healthy boundaries, and fulfilling relationships, you can join my inner circle coaching community, the Boundaries to Bliss Society, a place that keeps your softness sacred. We help you nourish it and we help you be the best version of yourself. Thank you so much, lovelies, for joining me. I will see you in the next episode. I'm Dr. Nicole.